In 1987, the Kingdom of Morocco applied to join the European Union, then the European Communities, in a move that might seem somewhat odd. Physically in North Africa, Morocco's proposition looks absurd, and yes, was rejected, but their application was actually based on some unorthodox logic. It turns out that European, as a term, can be stretched when convenient. So, what was it that gave the Moroccans a chance of getting into the European club? Why did Morocco try to join the EU? Well, Moroccan ties with Europe go back roughly 2,000 years to when it was part of Roman Mauritania, and they include everything from the Reconquista to 19th and 20th century imperialism. In the 1600s, the Alawite dynasty consolidated control over modern Morocco, and they are still the royal family, with legitimacy derived from a claim of descent from the Prophet Muhammad. 2 centuries ago, though, Alawite Morocco began to buckle under European imperial pressure. Britain, France, and Spain all built up power bases in Morocco over the course of the 19th century, destabilizing the Moroccan social order in the process. As World War I loomed, German eyes also turned towards North Africa, mostly to annoy the French, and the Great Powers' meddling culminated in 1912 when Morocco was partitioned into French and Spanish protectorates. Alawite sovereignty became a legal fiction by the Treaty of Fez and until Moroccan independence in 1956. Meanwhile, the devastation of World War II had brought about a sea change in intra-European relations. France, Italy, the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, and West Germany formed the European Coal and Steel Community in the early 50s to link their economies and render war between them a practical impossibility. The Treaties of Rome in 1957 went further and created an atomic energy community and the European Economic Community, a customs union and the bedrock of continental integration, which made its members into a single, powerful trade bloc. The question of group expansion was fundamentally political. Gaullist France insisted on keeping Britain out, for example. Just 6 countries established the communities, and they never set an outer limit for future members, what we might call a defining line between Europe and not. In part because who could say exactly where to put it? There was precedent for non-geographically European places to be covered by the Treaties of Rome. For example, bordering Morocco, Algeria was a fully fledged part of France, not legally a colony, and thus part of the European communities until the Algerians forced the French out in the 1960s. On top of that, Turkey is a member of the Council of Europe, despite it being overwhelmingly in Asia, and it applied for EC membership the same year as Morocco. By then, the number of member states had doubled, and Turkey's Ottoman history, plus its close alignment with the West in the Cold War, were enough justification for it to be made an accession candidate. Morocco's king, Hassan II, too, had a pro-European tilt, and Morocco has close cultural links to Europe. Besides the 19th and 20th century empires, both it and most of Iberia had become part of the Islamic world after being conquered by the Umayyad Caliphate in the 8th century. In the High Middle Ages, the Moorish Almoravid and Almohad empires directly ruled parts of Spain and Portugal. By the 1980s, of course, their Europeanness was beyond question, and both became EC states after their dictatorships had fallen. The main hope for Morocco's application was in how the Treaty of Rome defined European. It didn't. That opened the door for Morocco to argue that, like Turkey, it had a historical political link to the continent, and so should be able to join the bloc on that basis. Turkey's application eventually became bogged down by, among other things, the presence of Turkish troops in northern Cyprus. But Morocco was flat out rejected in 1987. That all said, the Moroccans weren't stupid. They knew their bid to join was a long shot, which played fast and loose with geography to an extreme. in part also because the Moroccan king still wielded significant power, limited only by a weak constitution, Europe made it clear that the answer was no. To find out more about when Europeans did meddle in North Africa, you should check out the video on French rule in Algeria to the left. It should be right up your alley. And as always, thanks for watching Look Back History.